Turn my head for 1 second.
I'm just going with your flipper.
Alright, bet. This a one. This a one? Ooh, this one's good for right now. Now we just wait for people to appear while I find videos to watch. It is a Saturday, so now this is the stream I'm here for. What up, Vader? Vader. Obviously we're gonna do the whole just chatting YouTube reaction shit. Is there a video you want to watch us see? Because I know you always have shit in the queue. Finally, no. Oh. Well, bet. Hold up. All right, bet. Obviously, the cut in the Jubilee is about to happen potentially. Okay. And then I don't know. I might just find some meme shit to watch. Which obviously she's worried about my hair more than, I'm not gonna say more than anything, but she is no streamer. She does not know how to super duper multitask and rechat. You know what I'm saying? You feel sick? Your manager won't respond. Yo, what up, Jair? Cannot go into work. That's tough.
No.
Those Little Caesars pizzas are gonna have to cook themselves. You told him to pull up the stream and troll? Go for it. I didn't know Jaden wasn't playing today. I was about to start watching this game. You gotta be at work in an hour? That's tough. Let's go, Wayful. How's it going? It's going well. Going to a wedding today. It's the first wedding I've been to in my adult life. Yep. I had to think about that for a second. I'm like, is that? Yeah. Or like, is that accurate? Nah, it's mad accurate. The last wedding I remember attending, I was a child. Like elementary school child. Because who the fuck be out here throwing weddings?
He's not responding.
What's up with that taper? Nah, I haven't got a retwist in like, what, a month and a half?
It's been a good minute.
Yeah, it's been a minute. And you get your cut after you get your retwist. If you get your cut before your retwist, you're doing it wrong. Your barber's not gonna know what to keep, what to get rid of, etc., etc. And so you're just griefing yourself. So you know what I'm saying, you gotta do it in the right order. So I'm probably gonna get my taper redone, maybe Monday, depending. I just gotta see what my barber's talking about.
Yeah, because it's a holiday.
It is a holiday, and he do be going on vacation like every other week because he owns like 3 barbershops up here.
Bro, you got money to be able to do things like that.
I only go to the owner. I don't go to none of his apprentices, none of his kids. Only the owner. If it's not him, I just walk out, and he know it too. Cause I had one apprentice cut, cause I trusted him. He's like, yeah, nah, my man's got you right here. I'm like, yo, what are we really doing here? Yeah, never again. Like I never fixed my camera. So my camera in my room has a whole lot of red in it, and so the red bounces off my eyeballs and it just makes it look red. Like look at everything that's actually red in the camera. Everything's like very, 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 very prominent, but it's not. But I will say that I did get shampoo in my eyes while I was having like right before stream, so they may be a little red, but it's nothing crazy. He's using everything he has to defend it. Oh my. Like there's no winning this. My fault. My fault. Can your manager respond? Bro, just call the store. Motherfucker, you got left on red. That's tough. That's bro. You got left on red by your manager. They might as well fire you.
I would call the store.
They might as well fire you. Like I don't. I don't think I can handle that. Y'all got any questions? The person they're training to be a manager should be fired. Yeah. Why don't you just take the job instead? Why don't you like, yeah, they're ass. Why don't I be manager? Give me a reason why it should be them over me. Etc., such and such. Defend yourself. Defend your potential future working for a dog shit manager. Lord.
Sorry.
No, you're good.
That ain't snap time anymore.
Oh, word. Oh, I'm about to go 99. So, guys, I'm scrolling down my home on YouTube. Suboptimal videos here. Nothing that you guys would want to watch.
I lost power for so long yesterday.
Why'd you lose power yesterday? Would have done that until soccer came up? Oh, that makes sense.
Hello.
What's good, Drew? Had the manager job on my palms, then bam, soccer season. Oh. Not gonna lie, ball is life. I understand. Wind? Wayful. Wait, you're still in fucking Alaska, right? Or am I tweaking? Or did you move also? Did both y'all move? Just oh yeah. Wait, how did wind knock out your power? Weak ass house. What the fuck? Yo, what's good, Sky? Oh yeah, Sky, you're driving the Cali today, right? Wow, don't wow me. Weak ass house. It's bad where I'm at. Weak ass house. What the fuck? She's not gonna be happy when she don't respond. You just don't show up. I'm telling you, call the store, tell somebody at the store what's going on, and say that the manager wasn't responding. Have them pass the message.
At least you got something.
Oh, you flew? Oh, that's what's up. 13,000 houses out? Yeah, Fairbanks would never. I'm just saying. Weak ass houses down there. She's at the store? Fuck them? No, you're already here? Oh, damn. So you just watch me from a hotel room or some shit? Just hanging out? She had me leave early yesterday because you were sick? Oh, then she already knows about to happen. What up, Mantic? What up, Rift? Bro, she's already picking up the put down. She know that you got sent home yesterday because you was sick. Not like you about to just get better overnight. Fuck. In a van on the way to the facility? A van. Facility. Yeah, GG Sky. Guys, everybody wave bye. The way that was worded, we'll never see that motherfucker again, bro. What the fuck? At least respond to reduce your stress levels, bro. She's probably annoyed. Tired of your dumbass. What's up? Hello. Wait, remember the two adolescent that was playing the Apex Legends tournament went here in Alaska?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're both in the chat right now.
Hello.
They're mortal enemies but friends at the same time. This shit's hilarious. Nuh-uh. Yeah, alright. What the fuck? I was y'all therapist for like months. Because y'all did not know how to talk to each other. This shit was hilarious. Both ass too. That's crazy. Okay, now that you got your work situation figured out. Wait, did they responded? Oh, we hate each other. Oh, my fault.
Oh. You got so much new growth.
Word. Mantic, why are you talking? Yikes. Time for the questions. What questions you got for us, my boy? What the hell? I'm kidding. Yeah, you're not kidding. There's so much truth in these jokes. It's crazy. No, they ain't respond. Oh, fuck them. Yeah. If you get fired, you get fired. Fuck it. Ball is life. Ball up top. First Amendment. Yeah, that works towards the government. Towards other individuals, yeah, it's one of those. You know what I'm saying? Fuck it. British people don't understand sarcasm. Wait, who's British in this chat? I'm so confusion. Heard they had work in Anchorage, so you may travel there for work. There's always work in Alaska. Understand this. There is always work in Alaska.
Always.
Yo, if you guys want to make absolute bank, this is the secret Alaskan get rich quick tech. Become an elevator maintainer. There's literally only one in this entire state that travels everywhere. Because you have to get certified in this state too. They pay like crazy. Like they pay insane. But not that many people are willing to live in Alaska. Oi, mate. Ba'al awa'a. Man, I don't want to be an Alaskan bullworm. Hey, I'm just saying, you come up here, grind, save some money, then dip. Exactly what the fuck I did. No one will hire you? Yeah, because you're 4.5 years old. There's labor laws. I don't know what the fuck to tell you. Wait, actually only one? Yeah, there's actually only one elevator maintainer in the entire state of Alaska. Are you invited to the cookout? You might be. Am I playing Apex later? Probably not. I got a wedding to go to later. My wife's doing my hair. And so we're just gonna sit here, hang out. You know what I'm saying? It sounds like you're getting overwhelmed up there.
No, just a lot going on.
True.
Didn't realize how much your hair had grown.
It do be like that. We have pushed off this one for like 3 weeks. I don't like high anymore. I was never high to fucking begin with. Nitwit. Fuck. Fuck is your problem? Oh, beat. Alright. Heard around the grapevine that y'all 10-year anniversary come up. That is true.
Yes, on Monday.
On Monday. And then the weekend. Oh yeah. There will not be a stream from like I don't know, all of next weekend because I'm going out of town. You probably must have been on Max, yeah. Yo, happy early anniversary. Thanks.
Oh yeah, it's about time if you had a good trim.
Guys, she's cutting my hair.
Since I'm in the dead.
Guys, she's cutting the locks.
I'm cutting, trimming them so they can continue to grow.
I'm gonna take a nap, catch y'all later. Alright, Sky. Go nap. You're still single? You're 4.5 years old. Become a millionaire first, then worry about your maidens. There you go. You will forever will be. Damn. W Hunter shirt. Mantic.
Thanks.
Oh.
Thank you.
Yeah. I was talking about her shirt. I was about to say I do not have a Hunter shirt on right now. I actually have a Dragon Ball Z hockey jersey on. Big single. Yeah, your maiden took all of your everything from your personality of your life and then left you with absolutely nothing besides the ability to make Little Caesars pizzas.
Damn.
That damn is crazy.
Damn.
That damn is crazy. Yeah, he's hurt. At least you can cook. Don't remind me. It's hot and ready. Honestly, if you are a dude, you really need to know how to cook. Like not being able to know how to cook as a human in general is just bad, bro. Lord, you alright? You know? Okay. Thanks, Samurai. I hate it here. This is the type of streams we need. I've been telling myself I need to do more just chatting, but I just never found it in the schedule. But like now I have it in the schedule because I'm just getting my hair
It was
done.
pretty forced.
Pretty forced. Oh yeah, I will say that. While I was watching One Piece, if my wife would have never said, "Hey, are you streaming later?" when we were watching One Piece earlier, we're on the episode like 670 or some shit like that. Yeah, this stream would have not happened. Bro, I went to cold to hot as hell. You talking about you moving from fucking Alaska to Florida? That's what happens. Nah, you ugly still. That's so tough. She didn't take away your soccer talent that you know of. Just the confidence to be great. That's even worse. What the fuck? If you don't have the confidence to perform, how are you going to perform?
In anything.
The fuck? There's know how to cook and cooking to survive. That is true. You're still good because training. You sound like Denzel Curry, who's been training Muay Thai for the past 8 years, but has never taken a fight. Now what? Mantic's in Carolina. He didn't get hit by no hurricane. That's the most MRT shit ever. Hey, yo.
Gotta give me some more of these good herb bands.
Bird.
You know, you need the thick ones for your shit.
This is true. No, it was close. Nah. Still got school records. I don't know. You haven't touched the field in a minute. Yeah, you're lacking. Oh, oh yeah. We have snow up here. It snowed what 2 days ago.
Yep. Unfortunately.
It is what it is. What do you mean I got snow? Fuck that means I'm next for snow. It has to get through Canada first, then it might hit you. So you probably got kind of like what, a week or two, maybe. Maybe. That feels good.
Oh, it feels good.
Whatever you're doing in the back of my head. That's why I stopped talking for a second.
Oh, I was just partying it.
Ah, I see. I'm sorry, what? Snow, haven't seen it in years. Oh yeah, cause you're in Georgia, right? Yeah. In the south. Lake effect bullshit. What kind of wedding? Super fancy, bro. Alaskans, we are casual for everything. Not a super fancy wedding. I'm wearing a work sweater. I want my wife a dress though, so she's about to look nice. I'm about to look mad average. Bro, there's no lights before. I don't know how that could be. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck happened yesterday. Why the lights are going so far down south? Like, the sky was looking insane. But there's a part of me that's like, those aren't actual northern lights. That's the government I'm playing. I'm playing. No change. Yeah, I seen them hoes. Yeah. Yeah, Florida could see it. Yeah, like it looked crazy. Like the photos of that shit was insane. That's the government locally. You know, I believe it, bro. I will never not believe anything, except for them saying that we're making hurricanes. That's just dumb as fuck. That's just dumb as fuck. Birds aren't real. Fucking hell. New York pigeons aren't real, dog. All that shit is just CCTV. I already know, Sean. Do you believe that you're not 4.5? No, you're definitely like maximum age 6 years, 7 months. Oh, a flat Earth believer? Fuck no. Do you think they're from the government? Oh, I think what's from the government with the birds? Of course, the pigeons. Show me a baby pigeon. I'll wait. Well, for every 4 years old, yeah, bro, you'll be 40, and I'll still call you fucking 6.5 years old. Why? Just simply because you're younger than me, and that's the way I met you.
Damn.
It is what it is, baby.
I gotta get something to put this gel.
What are you thinking about?
Be right back.
Yeah, go for it. Guys, she's gone. We're back. Man, that's that bullshit. You pull out to my house, do it. I don't give a fuck. Rift is Ankh. Yeah, no, the fuck he's not. Just because you pull up to my house does not mean you're getting in. I'll meet you at in the Walmart parking lot. I'm Ankh. Sam's Ankh. What the fuck? Sam's like 50. 2.5. $35, but close. Yeah. Oh no, wait. One of the crazy things, I don't think Sam's even the oldest person that's ever been in chat, cause there was always Mort, but Mort's gone. He disappeared off the face of the earth, and he was actually like 50. Nami's the cool Ankh. Nami, I think Nami might be. He's not. Am I older than Nami? I think I am older than Nami. I forget. Might be close though. 35? God damn, Gramps. That's crazy. Is Wayful the youngest? Fuck no, bro. There was some kid in here. There was an actual like 7-year-old in chat like a week ago or some shit.
What?
You can 100% like tell that they were
in your chat?
Yes, in my chat. Question? Yeah. There was a child in here. Unless I was getting trolled, but their lack of full-blown English was not leading me astray. Man, what the fuck, bro? That's why I've been trying to calm down with the cursing. It's because they've been coming from YouTube. There's been a lot of YouTubers been coming through. Yo, what up, Bubbles? Been a minute? It has. Some about it is a cookout, though? True. This is bullshit. Makes sense. Yeah. That was you on an alt. I would also believe that. The brain rot children is crazy. Oh, but no, YouTube's just children? No. I'll leak this. I'll show you guys the average age of my audience on YouTube. Because I see the analytics. Oh, well, that's if they put their real age in there. So, like, there's a chance that they are. Where is it? Here.
Back in business.
Oop. Oh, wait. I'll do this. So, 13 to 17, 2%. 18 to 24, 29%. 25 to 34 is 50%. Pretty much 51. And we got the 35 to 44, 12%. 45 to 54, 2%. I got some 55 to 64, 0.6%. Then 65 plus, 0.5%.
Okay,
Got some old heads in the chat.
There?
All dudes, though. 97% dudes. I'm getting a Japanese crowd, which makes me want to put Japanese like subtitles in some of my shorts, just to see what happens. You know what I'm saying? Then obviously the U.S., Taiwan, Canada, UK. Where's the Czech Republic at? Shouts out to Fail. He's like the one person from the Czech Republic that be watching.
That's what's up. That's awesome.
Yeah, I got the internationals.
You out there? You
Got
out
the
there?
internationals.
This thing's gonna hit me in the boob.
What's gonna hit you in the
The
boob?
back of this chair.
I'm sorry. Can I just take the back of the chair off?
I mean, that's up to you, babe. You and your lower lumbar support.
Or I can just go get a stool. Does that work for you?
It doesn't matter to me, babe.
Okay.
You wanna get? I'll go get the stool.
Okay, yeah, go get the stool. Make you okay.
Just give me a second.
I'm sorry. Let me go back to reading chat. What? Our friend's average age is 11. He doesn't know. He doesn't even do Kins content. Oh, that's crazy. 9 to 10. There's an adult setting for raising facts. Big 2.4%. A lot of unks. A lot of unks. A lot of unks, bro. I don't know. I don't know why like Gramps and them be watching Apex, but they must like it. I connect with the older crowd. I connect with the crowd of my age, which, like, it's good, it's cool, but I know that is gonna stagnate me for eventually. So I need to get back and then tapping into these children. There's an infinite pool of children that play video games. The older heads, they be phasing out after a while. Leave for 5K United Kingdom's Rift. That's crazy. Yeah, the racism with tank that shit is crazy. Hold on, fails check. Yeah, he's a chef in the Czech Republic. You do play Loba? Yeah. Yeah, fails the homie. Alright, back to this though. I do need to check on something real quick.
Okay, I'm getting a stool.
Is that older streamer Gramps bringing them back? I believe it. They be dying is wild. At one point in time, I had a huge Russian audience. But then I'm very glad that fell off because the Russian audience was very racist. Like, very like, it's insane how racist they are, bro. Then I banned a lot of them. Not all of them. Because there was a couple to a few cool ones. But yeah, it was wild. The average middle school nowadays, I believe them. But yeah, in the past 90 days, my second biggest audience has been from Japan and Taiwan. And then Russia is in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th place now with 2.7%. Very interesting. Proud Putin supporters. There's no probably to it. What the fuck? That's they mans in them. So racist just in middle school. BRB. All right. Exotic. She reported to school for being called the M 4 times already this year. Jesus Christ. Bro, legalize nuclear bombs.
Hola, hablas.
Legalize nuclear bombs. Dog. You got it? Oh. Hello.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm good.
Adjust yourself.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm straight. I'm chilling.
Dad, you're on a big giant chair.
I am on a big giant chair. Well, it's a stool, but
Dad,
can I play Apex like this?
Dad, you look like a wolf
Word? How?
with pointy ears.
But it's my hair.
So do I need to go turn the TV off?
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you gonna go back to watching TV? But
In a minute.
in a minute, what's stopping you? Because if you're not watching the TV, you gotta turn it off, bud.
I cannot turn it off.
Okay,
Actually, it's
I'm
nap
gonna-
time, bud.
I'm gonna come down there and turn it off.
No.
They're saying it's nap time. It's 12:30.
You want him to nap at 12:30?
Huh?
You want him to nap at 12:30?
I thought it was actually his nap time.
I mean, yeah, technically.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
yeah.
give him his countdown then to 12:30.
Yeah, we'll start his countdown.
Okay. So you got 7 minutes till nap time, okay?
Okay.
All right. We'll come get you.
We'll come get you, bud.
Can we get you for what?
From
For nap time.
downstairs.
Unless you just want to lay down right now.
I'm gonna want to lay down.
Okay. Okay, one fault. Back to reading chat. Oh, hold on, wait. Does that work?
Do you need some help?
Oh,
Okay.
Just have to adjust that real quick. My phone. Oh, my fault. Back to reading chat. Me sitting up higher, I couldn't actually look. You know what I'm saying?
Little homie.
4 different kids is the crazy part. This is like this big friendly giant. What up, Saint? Oh man. Can she retwist my hair too?
4 different children.
Art. Aren't you like knee deep in Florida right now? What's going on?
Nazir, I'm finna come turn the TV off.
5'5" to 6 instant. How's he doing down there? Yeah, let's check on Art. Art's down. Art's was activated to go save Florida from the hurricane. We had some crazy ass stories. Hold on, wait. I never. What? What the? It's crazy. It's not time for you too. I'll take a nappy nap. It's fucking nightmare processing these soldiers. I believe it. Soldiers, what's the craziest going on? Yeah, what the fuck is going on? I don't know. I don't know your mission down there. I thought you were supposed to be like helping people, clearing out shit. What is he doing? Lie and say you've seen 6 foot, Mr. 5'9". Let's be for real here. 5'9.5", sometimes 5'10", only on the good days. But no, I'm not 6 foot. Shit, even I'm taller than you. You can't beat my ass. Now what? I fight kids. I don't give a fuck. You've been taller than me since you were 14. I repeat, I fight kids. I don't give a fuck. Like, what are we saying right now? I ain't a kid no more. God. You've been following me for... It's been longer than 3 years, though. I don't know why that shit's fucked up. But regardless, you can't beat my ass, still a kid in my eyes. Vader, you'll be 30, and I'll still look at you as the little shit from Call of Duty. Out here posting montages on Twitter. Don't talk to me. She whispered like that. Damn, you're the tall unk too. Aren't you like 4'11"? What are you talking about? We processed like 20 different users of like 3,000 packs and 400 Vicks so far. Small ass component of like 30 people. Low key Vinicius shirt. We got full birds, 2 stars, and entire G1 coming through all at once. Yeah, fuck that. That sounds absolutely miserable. You challenged me to a sword duel. Yeah, you're getting shot, buddy. I don't know what the fuck you thought this was. Yeah, pull out a sword. I'm pulling out a musket. Oh, you're actually 4'1", Sam? My fault. Didn't mean to give you all that extra height. Fuck the hand. Do you have a blade? Yeah. Mm-hmm. I got this fucking Motorola Razor, my boy. Still more watch time. Riff has 3 days watch time. Mantic has 1 month, 6 days, 11 hours watch time. Oh, you know, it's Vader. Oh, yeah, I was about to say, there's no way Mantic has that much watch time. Mantic has 4 days. Did it to him. Sam has 8 days. What the fuck? What the fuck? How the hell do you have 8 days watch time? You've been following since March of this year. I don't even, like, do I even stream that much? He challenged me to a sword you're getting shot, buddy. Yo, what the fuck? For 6 months. Can you call me Willy Wonka?
Why?
Yeah, is there a reason behind that? What is the back? Is it because I'm black? Like,
why?
Willy Wonka had a chocolate factory? Like, what are we, doing here? He's about them kids. What? No, no, no. Huh. Let's figure this shit the fuck out. We can't just be out here giving out just these willy-nilly recommendations with nothing to back them up because our brains will make it an answer for you. Last name is William, I thought. What, the fucking Willy Wonka? Is that his name? Mm-hmm. Does Wifey know the nicknames you have for me besides titties? I'm just gonna say no. Because there's a lot of them. Wafel's one of those Russians.
How
Facts.
many other nicknames do you have?
There's the Squilly Nilly. There's Squilliam. Bro, I'm gonna lose it. You have a second monitor in your office at work. I have this stream on when people don't bother me. Oh, okay. I just getting that AFK. Let's get it. Like 5, 6. Okay, so there's titties to Squilly Nilly, Squilliam. What else is there? Because I be forgetting. Squash. What the fuck is a squash? To Willy Nilly. Oh, yep. That one checks out. I've heard that more than once.
To Willy Nilly.
T, that's natural. Unk. I've heard that a lot as well. Not completely. People see the stream and second guess walking because they think it has something to do with USAE. Oh. Ascan36. Old. What are we talking about? What are we talking about?
Is that one of your nicknames?
Definitely not. I'm reading at this point.
No.
Fumble. Yeah. Was that Victor that just walked up in here?
No.
Am I tweaking? Must be.
Victor's laying in our bedroom.
The occasional full government. Bro doesn't have a semi back there. I'm regretting this message. Wait. What? I'm confused. I want to act like I didn't read that. Chat's not going to forget, though. Somebody's typing up some crazy shit. Oh, good. Huh. Ugh.
Oh, this girl on TikTok who was taking a shot every other row of the retwist she was doing.
Jesus Christ.
I was like,
Wait, how many locks do I have again?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, I thought you had the number off the side of your head.
Nah. No. So like, the first row she took the shot, and then the second row she didn't. So like the row I'm on right now, I would have taken the shot.
Yeah. How many locks do you have? I know you know your number.
90?
90.
90, I'm pretty sure, because I combined some.
Oh, right. That is still a lot.
I think Saint has like 50 something
For timing out Wayful.
in his head.
That's tough. See you later, bud. What are you guys getting for a wedding gift?
Whatever's on that registry. He's gonna come to the house.
Yeah, I think, did we buy anything off the registry?
No, not yet.
We're just gonna buy something off the registry. So like I said, this is my first wedding I'm gone to in my entire adult life. I don't know these customs and courtesies. I just retire them, yeah? What? The fuck? Imagine. I'm not retired. I'm not a millionaire yet. Guys, I told myself by the time I hit 40, I'm gonna have $1 million in net worth. I'm gonna just need all of you guys to pool all your money together and give it to me. All right? Thanks. Appreciate y'all. Save up and gift you a sub. Well, that worked. The channel points normally register you or a little bit more than what a plate costs if it's fancy. Bro, I can find something in my house that I don't use and gift it to them. Cause that's how much random ridiculous shit that I buy. For example, I bought a 22-pound mug called the Heavy Cup. And it just hangs out downstairs on the table. And I'm waiting for a stranger to enter my house, even though strangers normally don't enter my house, and attempt to pick it up.
I occasionally test myself.
Ice press full plates.
See how much stronger I am.
Get them a Loba heirloom. Yeah, shut up. I blame all my terrible spending habits on me. What do you mean? Especially on... How is that my fault? What the fuck?
You just got blamed.
Like shit. What did I do? I can be convincing. Some might say I might be influential. I'm sorry. My fault. Like, if you ever buy clothes randomly, I'm just like, God damn it. Me. My fault. My fault. I didn't even do it, though.
Right. Those are your choices.
Yeah, facts. I didn't, bro. If I knew your card number, you wouldn't be getting anything. Let's be for real here. I didn't make that choice to buy you something. I would have made the choice to buy me something.
You put your address.
Facts.
In there.
And if it chooses the double guy, damn it. Okay, all right.
And they ask you constantly.
Are you sure?
To confirm.
Confirm. Your CCV, your zip code, etc., etc. Not like you're one-clicking buying things. The fuck. Like you be saying, how bad am I? Spend so much more money to get better when it's pointless. Facts. That's why I said I stopped spending money on Apex Legends. It's useless. Why are you getting ganged up on like this? Because that is a you thing. That's not a me thing. Yeah, you're still ass. Yeah. That motherfucker is terrible at Apex. But it's not his fault though. He is peaked, and there's nothing you can do about that. That's what happens when you get stagnant. What happens when you get stagnant? I'm retired. Yeah, alright. Here's Dark Samurai, fucking Grammarly over here. I'm the worst Apex player in chat right now, but I'm damn sure not losing to anybody in a 1v1. That's hilarious. Are y'all gonna take that? Let me shut up. Cap, how that work? Oh, because he's bad at the actual BR aspect of the game, but he has mechanical skill. That's how that works. It's the only thing he fucking has. Mechanical skill. Mantic, what? Yup. Yeah. I can't point, gun, shoot gun, and I can move.
What?
Yeah. This is why I tell you guys to stay in fucking school.
What?
Grammarly, my fault. I'm educated. Yeah, alright. Drop the EA name. Oh, Lord. Anything that requires an ounce of thinking in that game, you can't. Yeah, I don't know how I graduated. That's COVID education right there, ladies and gentlemen. At its fucking finest. At its absolute finest. It's, yeah. Somebody help that man. Mantic can beat me in a 1v1. He can. But then we've also learned when I'm 1v1ing Mantic, half my fucking shots no reg. And it's the most annoying shit ever. Wait until I'm out of this fucking state. And pray that I don't go to Texas. Because if I go to Texas, it's literally over for all of you fucks. I'll be going from playing on 100 ping to playing on fucking 10. Yap, 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 accept me. Yeah, alright. I'm Kryptonite. Your ass. I repeat, your ass. Don't make me say it a third time. When am I leaving Alaska? When I get a fucking job. Won't touch master again? What do you mean? You're saying that I won't? And I still somehow have an even record with me in 1v1. You talking to me or you talking to Mantic? Because we definitely do not have an even record anymore. After our last session, I'm up like 4 or 5. What the fuck? Me? Oh, you must have forgot. Yeah, you must have forgot. Don't make me go scrolling on the archive channel. It's been like over a year? No, it hasn't. It's been like 3, 4 months. Yeah, you definitely forgot. We did it this summer. Last time you checked, it was 3-3. Yeah, no. You'll never lose a 1v1 again. Vader says, oh, yeah. Stop smoking all that weeds, my boy. 5-3? Probably some shit like that. I know you're not Tucker. Don't make me re-download this garbage ass game. I'm talking actually. Do it. See, like, this is what I'm here for. I'm here to just instigate all you guys into 1v1ing each other while I just sit back and scroll aimlessly through my subscriptions on YouTube looking for videos to react to my wife with. So we currently have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We got 6. But one of these videos is actually an hour and a half long. I hope y'all like SpongeBob. That's all I'm gonna say. You'll go find a video. Okay. You love SpongeBob? Oh, you'll love what we have in store. Actually, we might start with that. Y'all ready? Y'all ready for the reacts? Is it a SpongeBob theory video? Yes. It's the final SpongeBob theory video. Kick back, relax, let you get popcorn, hold on, W, don't start. Alright, we'll wait a little bit. I'm not gonna wait a whole lot though. We'll wait a little bit. So glad you waited. So glad you called off work for this.
Crazy. I'm glad I'm clipping the ends. Makes your hair look so much neater.
Yeah. I'm out here getting cleaned up, dudes. Who do you think you lose a 1v1 to? Literally anybody. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna find that that Nintendo Switch player that be in chat all the time. I'm gonna have you 1v1 them and see what happens. They'll eventually be hot and ready. Facts. I'll roll anybody up the aqua. Not gonna lie. We need Pathy in here. Pathy's ping's too high. Actually, I don't think you can beat Anybody that I coach. Let me really think about this here for a second. All right, all right, all right. I'm gonna refund you that one, Rift. I'm gonna refund you that one. I need to put a limit on that. We can't be out here just keeping people in permanent timeout. Let's stop bullying people. See you later, bro. Wayful, chill, chill, chill. You're good. You're good. You're good. You're good. I already had it typed out. That's insane levels of hating. That's insane. That's insane levels of hate. My, yo, no, leave him alone. Riff, stop hating. Jesus Christ. I told you. These little motherfuckers hate each other.
Hatred.
Actually hate each other. What kind of EO board Thwan hating is this? What is... I need to Google this. What the fuck did you just say? Who is this? That's the actual government name of the Reverse Flash? You knowing that is wild, by the way. But me knowing how much of a hater Reverse Flash is even wilder. So you got it. I'm just playing piano, chilling. Yeah, man, hang out, my boy.
Ooh, what are you playing?
Where's your refund? You'll get it later. Don't worry about it. I didn't do shit. You sold my rank. Oh my god. If you were good enough, you'd have just carried. You think you beat Art, Charles, Aqua, Sam? You do first. First of all, I do not think you beat Art. Art actually has mechanical prowess. That's his biggest fuck. Like Art makes dumbass choices all day that he verifies because he can just shoot his way out of it. Charles worries about movements too much, and he doesn't play his life at all ever, so you might have him. Aqua has way too much mechanics, and then Sam, he has confidence issues, so you might be able to get Sam, but I don't think you do that either. Because once you get cracked, Sam's murdering you. That's just how that goes. It's actually kind of impressive. I already have. I'm learning Viva La Vida right now. Oh. No, now I demand your refund now. First of all, there's not one motherfucker on this earth that says now to me, ever. Okay. Because in pure mental games, you can be Aqua on 1v1 7 out of 10 times. No, you can't. Y'all don't understand. Fucking 1v1 Aqua's a different individual. He doesn't give a fuck about shit else. He'll turn off, bro, he will turn off game all sound and just blast music and just roll you because he's what is a 1v1? He's locked in. He doesn't lose many 1vs. He does not lose many 1vs. Y'all don't know Aqua. The only reason why I can say that I cannot beat Aqua in a 1v1 confident anymore. But before is because I used to watch his gameplay tremendously because I was teaching B IGL, so I was looking at every fucking bad habit he has, and I would just abuse his bad habits. But he's gotten rid of a lot of his bad habits now, so it's like, what the fuck am I gonna do? Just look at him? Fuck. You're getting on. You can tilt Aqua. No, you can't. T-spectate the 1v. That's not happening. I'm about to watch SpongeBob with my wife. You have the power to tilt Aqua? No, you don't. You never seen him 1v1 him? Who? Me versus Aqua? Not anymore, true? You know, Aqua's a different individual. I don't know if y'all noticed, I have not VOD review Aqua in a while because he's been in the goddamn hyperbolic time chamber. Grinding his fucking ass off. Y'all need to figure the fuck out. You hype these guys when we see the 1v1s now? I'm not hyping up shit. I'm just speaking truth. Can't believe I said if I'm getting timeout, I'm losing it, and 2 seconds later. See, look, we were already past that, and you're bringing it back up. Break. Just it's the past already. Leave it alone before you actually get timed out. Little shit. Fuck. Nitwit. A little bit. I'm sorry. Gotta put me through the 1v1 gauntlet. Should I host another 1v1 tournament? I should probably just host another 1v1 tournament. Full blown double. You're not gonna do that to me. I'm not Aqua. It's crazy. Wait, who said that? Wait, whose quote is that? Let me know when we can advance and I'll play. Alright. I'll probably make that the next you did oh right. But nah, that was about you getting bullied. That was about you getting bullied. That was about you getting bullied. That shit's hilarious. That shit's hilarious. That shit's fucking hilarious. I showed him that clip too, bro. That shit was so fucking funny. Hey babe. Are you going downstairs? Can you bring me back up one of those liquid deaths, please? Thank you. Oh, we can advance. Oh. So now the question is, do I open up to the public? What do you mean by Dark Samurai? Should I open up to the public and put some bread on it? I'm bored, right? I mean, we can advance you'll play Apex for a week and run the comm. I think I am bored enough to how much is enough? $100? Open it up to open up to the community. Double elimination tournament. Only first place gets paid. Double eliminations to everyone 1v in the pit. You be down. That is gonna be a long ass day. That's going to be a long ass day. But you know what? I think the weekend after BLGS 2, I might do it. I'll think on it. Thanks, babies.
Welcome.
Because I'll be free that Saturday. Redeemed. Alright, after this ad, since El Wifo is back, we run into John. It's going to be a 30-second. Well, see ya. I'm heading out. Oh, if he's heading out, he's going to get timed out then. Fuck. Put a set number of people to it. Like, cap it at 16 so I'm not there all day. 16, 32. 32 is a fucking lot. I don't even think we can get 32. We might be able to get 32. Exactly. Sees after a week of playing Apex, I thought you think you can go on a tourney? Not far at all. $5 to $10 ahead? Nah, it's free entry. 100% free entry. I'm not making y'all pay for shit. The fuck? Increase if need be. We'll see. Based off of popularity. And obviously I'm doing weapon bans. There's going to be for sure Mozambique, Havoc, and Care Package weapon ban. Shit, I might even ban the Sentinel. Nah, I'm not gonna ban the Sentinel. Sentinel's a precise weapon. So if you get rolled by somebody with charge Sentinel holding angles, that's on you. Free entries, $100 the first place? Yep. No Senti ban, I'm definitely winning. You're not running Senti. Cause I'm not gonna ban all the shotguns. People are just gonna pull out the PK and the Mastiff. So, ooh, should I ban shotguns? Nah, I can't do that. But I will ban. Maybe I'll just ban a Kimbo. That'd be interesting. I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out. Don't even trip. All right. Let's get into this. No Kimbo's fair. No Kimbo is fair. Cool. Y'all like the YouTuber setup? Where is it at? If I look at my fault, you good?
Yeah.
If I look like this, looks like I'm looking at the video. So I just boop 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 boop. I don't know. Figure it out.
Secret alien jellyfish invasion happening in Bikini Bottom. Mr. Krabs has been replaced by a fake imaginary doppelganger. Larry the Lobster is secretly a Bikini Bottom drug lord kingpin, and many more mind-blowing reveals in these 8 final SpongeBob mini-theories. I originally posted these theories as a part of my giant 4-hour-long final SpongeBob conspiracy compilation, but some people said it was kind of annoying to skip through the old content just to find the new theories, so I'm reposting just the mini theories here for your convenience. And also to milk these theories for every cent I can.
Hello,
W.
I like money.
I worked hard on these mini theories. I think I deserve that. And hey, after you're done, still go check out that compilation because the old theories have a ton of new content in them too. Please enjoy the final SpongeBob theories I will ever post, and stick around till the end to hear what other shows and movies I will be covering next. Thank you. Let's begin.
How's there a theory of this?
So, here's a question I've been asked from the very start of making these SpongeBob theories. How is there fire underwater?
Yeah.
It's probably one of the most obvious contradictions in this show, and the creators will usually go out of their way to draw attention to the fact that it doesn't make any sense.
At least it's warm around the fire.
Hey, if we're underwater, how could there be a...
Whoever sent this obviously has no idea about the physical limitations of life underwater. Might as well throw these in the fire.
So finally, I will give the people my answer to this infamous age-old question, how is there fire underwater? It's just a cartoon. I'm not kidding, that's actually my answer. SpongeBob is not the real world. It's a cartoon. It has its own cartoon logic where absurd things like fire being underwater can happen. But that doesn't mean there's nothing here to theorize about. Just because it's cartoon logic doesn't mean it's not still logic. If you pay close attention, you can see that there is a consistent internal logic and rules to how this cartoon world really works. And I think how SpongeBob cartoon logic works is best explained in the Season 3 episode, Idiot Box.
Okay.
In this episode, SpongeBob and Patrick spend the day playing inside of a box, but Squidward keeps hearing impossible sound effects coming from it.
SpongeBob?
And how are they creating these sound effects?
How are you two making those noises?
Imagination.
With their imagination. And this is key to understanding how the SpongeBob world really works. This episode tells us that anything that is imagined in SpongeBob can physically come to life. We can see this imagination rule in every single episode of the show. The most obvious example of this is when a character is thinking and a thought bubble appears above their head. But in SpongeBob, these thought bubbles are real physical things. Other characters can see and physically interact with them.
Wait,
Okay.
hold on! My pen is out of ink. Plankton! You'll never get me formula, not even in a flashback.
That's crazy.
Because
That is true.
things imagined in SpongeBob come to life. And this goes far beyond just thought bubbles. It explains how characters are constantly getting new props and costumes out of nowhere. Where did SpongeBob suddenly get this hat and sign? Where did he get this glove or all of these costumes that instantly appear and disappear? It's because SpongeBob is imagining all of these props. This can be used to explain almost every single absurd gag in this show.
Wait, Patrick, you're supposed to let me win, remember?
Patrick is imagining himself getting beat up here.
Said it's gonna be a good one,
Boy.
just wait and see.
SpongeBob is imagining the sun talking to him and burning his bedroom, and SpongeBob and Patrick are imagining that fire is able to exist underwater. And if you still don't believe me, look what happens when Patrick questions the logic behind the fire.
Hey, if we're underwater, how could there be a...
The moment they start doubting the logic of the fire, it disappears because they're no longer able to imagine it. This rule
Yep,
also seems to be limited
imagination
by
gone,
how
back to
imaginative
reality.
each character is. Squidward, who never even got the idiot box to work, rarely ever manifests any imaginations, while SpongeBob, arguably the most imaginative character in the show, has created living characters like Doodle Bob and Bubble Buddy using his imagination, both of which have ended up continually reappearing throughout the entire show. Bubble Buddy even went on to create an entire bubble town full of bubble citizens, all stemming from SpongeBob's imagination. This theory also explains why Mrs. Puff gets trapped in so many delusions.
Hey, yo, Laser. Appreciate the 56-month resub, my boy, my brother. Appreciate
Omni
you.
Laser Arclaw just subscribed. ISB4L.
W. Love to see it. How you doing, my boy?
They are literally manifesting around her because of her imagination. Okay, but what's the point of explaining all of this? Even if you didn't know the exact mechanics of it, you probably already understood that random stuff can just appear and disappear in a cartoon. I'm not really telling you
True.
anything groundbreaking. But once you fully understand this idea, it adds a whole new context to so many things in this show. One of the most interesting being how dreams seem to affect the world. Specifically, SpongeBob's dreams. In Season 1 Sleepy Time, SpongeBob dreams
Well, I
about
don't know,
finally
I mean,
getting his license,
great,
but
my
then he
boy.
crashes and Mrs. Puff takes his license away. And this is exactly what happens later in the Season 2 episode, No Free Rides. Mrs. Puff gives him a license, instantly regrets it, and after SpongeBob crashes his car, Mrs. Puff takes his license away. So, did SpongeBob's dream predict this event, or did his imagination literally cause it to happen? Okay, you're not convinced yet? Don't worry. This is far from the only instance of this happening. In Season 2 Procrastination, SpongeBob dreams about his pineapple burning down, which happens later in Season 9 Gary's New Toy. In Season 5 Roller Cowards, he dreams about crashing on a Glove World roller coaster, and then it happens in Season 10 Don't Wake Patrick. Even dreams we don't see come true. In Squids on a Bus, Squidward becomes a bus driver for the day, and SpongeBob says this.
I've always dreamed one day I'd board a bus and see you driving it.
Now, I already know what you're gonna say. SpongeBob's a very long-running show. A lot of these basic plots were bound to happen eventually, right? You know, it's like how The Simpsons can predict the future. But in Season 4's Fear of Krabby Patties, SpongeBob dreams about everyone in the Krusty Krab turning into giant killer Krabby Patties. That is a very weird and specific plot, and yet that's still exactly what happens 7 seasons later in Krabby Patty Creature Feature, when Mr. Krabs feeds people experimental Krabby Patties and turns everyone into giant mutant Krabby Patty monsters that try to hunt SpongeBob down.
Let's be for real here. I am not fully caught up on all of SpongeBob. This is fucking nightmare fuel. What the fuck am I looking
That's
at?
haunting.
What the fuck am I looking
This is
at?
on television
This is on television. I need to catch up.
for children.
There's a lot of things that are on television for children.
Look at that.
This is making way too much sense right now. This is making way too much sense right now.
It seems like all of SpongeBob's dreams eventually manifest into real life because of the unlimited power of his imagination. Okay, that's all pretty interesting, right? But you want to know something really crazy? While researching this theory, I discovered something insane. Honestly, it may be one of the craziest discoveries I've ever found in this show. Are you ready? In the Season 6 special, Truth or Square, all of the characters get trapped inside of the massive ventilation system beneath the Krusty Krab.
There's an entire network of tunnels and air ducts underground.
At a certain point, Mr. Krabs gets separated from the group.
A crossroads. I'll go this way, and SpongeBob, you lead him down that way.
SpongeBob then takes a break to tell the story of when Mr. Krabs told him the Krabby Patty secret formula.
This reminds me of the time Mr. Krabs confided in me the Krabby Patty recipe. Mr. Krabs called me into his office.
And then something really strange happens. After the story, we cut back to the group, and Mr. Krabs is somehow back with them after previously being separated. I'm serious. There's no scene of them being reunited. He's just gone and then back somehow, and it's never explained in this episode. I mean, what was even the point of wasting time and money animating them split up if they were just gonna immediately bring Mr. Krabs back without any explanation?
I'll go this way, and SpongeBob, you lead him down that way.
You could literally remove the scene of Mr. Krabs separating from them, and the episode would make total sense. But wait a second. Look at how SpongeBob's story ends.
You can never tell another living soul. Wait, hold on! Plankton! You'll never get me formula, not even in a flashback. SpongeBob.
Imaginary Mr. Krabs from inside of the thought bubble grabs Plankton and throws him down a vent. And when we cut back, Mr. Krabs is suddenly back sitting with the group. The obvious explanation is that this isn't the real Mr. Krabs. This is still the imaginary Krabs from SpongeBob's story who came to life. And the real Mr. Krabs is still somewhere lost inside of the Krusty Krab vents, and they never switched back. The Mr. Krabs they escape with is not the real Mr. Krabs. And every time we see Mr. Krabs after this season 6 episode, he's actually a fake imaginary doppelganger. And the real one is still trapped beneath the Krusty Krab somewhere. It's the reason why Mr. Krabs in later seasons has become such a one-dimensional character, going from someone who was cheap but still genuinely cared about his employees and family to a one-note cartoon villain. It's because he actually was replaced by a flat imaginary imitation of the original. And I know what you're gonna say, there's no way SpongeBob would imagine him to be that way. Well, think again.
Show me what you got.
Look at me. I'm Mr. Krabs. I love money. Every night I tuck me wallet in and tell it a bedtime story. Oh, what's that you say? Me daughter Pearl needs an operation? I'll do it myself and save a nickel.
That'll do, SpongeBob.
And that is the imagination theory. 7 more mini theories left. Woo!
Scary skeletons.
That makes a hell of a lot of sense.
That makes way too much sense, to be completely honest. I need to know his total watch out because being too deep. Bro, he has watched every single episode of SpongeBob multiple times. He's watched every commercial. He's read every forum. He has the DVDs. He has the VHS. All the commercials. He's dug everywhere, every movie, all the spin-offs, everything. He even has books, everything. The research has been done thoroughly, and that one makes way too much sense. Way too much sense. I respect it. I agree with it.
Yeah.
I don't see a hole in that logic at all. That's kind of tough. Alright guys, I'm making YouTube videos here. Bear with me. I'm gonna make one for each one of these theories. I'm gonna drag this shit out. Plug in the reaction channel here. Terrence on YouTube. That I have not updated in like months. Don't worry. I'll figure it out though. Yeah, it's a mini theory. 100%. That was way too accurate. Alright, into the next one.
Shivers down your spine.
Skeleton theory. What do you have?
Just a heads up, some of these new mini theories kind of build off of my old SpongeBob conspiracies. So if you've never seen my television theory, I recommend watching that first. So
we all here have seen
there's
it.
this
We've watched it
viral
together.
image that's gone around the internet that points out a really funny detail about this show. There seems to be a frightening number of miniature dead human skeletons in SpongeBob. And it's a really funny observation, but it's also really strange because why are there a bunch of mini dead human skeletons in SpongeBob? Like, the animators already have a generic design for a fish skeleton. Why are they going out of their way to make these human skeletons? They're obviously much more detailed and harder to draw. And this is something we see in both early and modern SpongeBob. Well, I think the television theory actually provides a pretty good explanation for this. We know there's tons of human scuba divers secretly currently filming the show, and it even looks like some of them are fish-sized. And we know there is shrinking technology in this show, so like I've already said, I think it's fair to assume that humans shrunk themselves down to
Made
better
that man
film these
Wumbo.
characters undetected, which explains why we see so many tiny human skeletons. They're the crew members who sadly passed away during the filming of SpongeBob. They are deep underwater after all, it's not the safest place for humans to be. And that's about all I had to say about this topic. It's not actually that interesting. I probably wouldn't have even bothered making this separate mini theory if it wasn't for a very interesting piece of SpongeBob history that was recently made public. The original SpongeBob Pitch Bible, the document created by Steven Hillenburg.
Let's go back to what Laser just said. I need to know his total watch time because he's in too deep. This is how deep he is. What the fuck is this?
In 1997 to pitch the show to Nickelodeon, was just recently finally made available to the public. And it is full of fascinating early ideas and concept art for the show. But what's interesting to me is that much like the show itself, the Pitch Bible is presented like a fictional in-universe report from a team of deep-sea divers discovering Bikini Bottom for the first time. An afternoon ascent into the deep crystalline gulf, which plummets from the island's coral base, revealed a natural wonder which had so long eluded the eyes of mankind. We had indeed found SpongeBoy, which was the original name for SpongeBob. There before us, glistening in the glow of our dive lamps, sat a submerged treasure unlike any other in the world. We were afforded a first-hand glimpse into the character of SpongeBoy and his world. It's crazy that even the Pitch Bible for this show has lore. If this doesn't prove the television theory, I don't know what does. But there's something in this Bible that I always thought was a little strange. On page 12, there's a dedication section. It describes one of the first expeditions to Bikini Bottom taken by a deep-sea diver named Bucky Leavitt, using a new and untested diving suit, which ultimately imploded from the undersea pressures. Bucky died making the only known map of Bikini Bottom. It is to Bucky and his pioneer spirit that we dedicate this research. It's kind of a strange thing to include in a pitch for a kids show of all things. The story seems to be inspired by Benjamin Leavitt, the inventor of the suit shown in this photo, but there's no record of him ever dying during an expedition. So it seems like this story about Bucky was completely made up just to add more lore to the show. So it then begs the question, if he is a character in this universe, where is Bucky's body? Could he possibly be one of the human skeletons we've seen throughout the show? Well, we know Bucky died in his old prototype diving suit, so I think his body would probably still be inside of it. So the real question is, do we know of any diving suits in Bikini Bottom?
The Cyclops?
And yes, we do. We see it almost every episode. SpongeBob's television. SpongeBob's TV is clearly supposed to be an old diving suit helmet, but it's strange because it's so small compared to diving suits we've seen worn by other humans. So either this diving suit is from a shrunken human, or it's been compressed down to a smaller size by the pressures of the sea, just like Bucky's. We even see SpongeBob's TV design was a part of the original Pitch Bible. I think there's a very good chance that this is supposed to be at least the head of Bucky Leavitt. I think every time SpongeBob is watching TV, he's actually staring directly at a dead human skull. And if you don't believe me, in Season 10's Whirly Brain, SpongeBob and Patrick fight over the TV and actually pull it apart. And for the very first time ever, we get a look inside. It's an extremely fast moment, but if you go frame by frame, you'll see that inside of SpongeBob's TV is what looks like a human skull. And that is Skeleton Theory. Rest in peace, Bucky.
Are we dead ass?
That's interesting.
I don't like that one.
That one's the Cyclops would have made more sense to me.
But there's probably no evidence because it is just for a movie with the Cyclops one. Yeah, that's a mid theory. I don't like that one. You have literally one frame of evidence and some lore from 97 to back that up, and then a whole bunch of random skeletons throughout all of SpongeBob. That yes, the SpongeBob is a full-blown allegory. Everything has meaning. Nothing is put to waste ever at all. but I feel like that one should have been held and wait until we had a little bit more concrete evidence. I think he found that one frame from there may be a skull there to be his one little glimpse of evidence. Also, insane that he broke that thing down frame by frame and saw that. But yeah, he went midfield Hail Mary for that touchdown. Yo, Fox. Gonna make some popcorn? All right, bet, do that. But yeah, that was an interesting one.
I wasn't a fan.
Was not a fan of that one. But on to the next.
Ooh. This pup.
This is the only mini theory that's just like a straight up part 2 of one of my old theories. So obviously,
Okay.
if you haven't seen the original Mrs. Puff theory yet, then it probably won't make too much sense.
Mrs. Puff is a felon.
So, there's been a lot of new evidence that's come out about Mrs. Puff since I posted my theory. Some I already added to the main theory, like her real name being discovered, so go watch that if you haven't
Bobby
already. But I
Blowfish.
saved some really cool discoveries and new ideas just for this mini theory. Like, in Lighthouse Louie, I missed this the first time, but if you look closely in her pile of junk, you can actually see a dead police officer's corpse! Oh my god! Ah! Ah! Actually, no, this is just an obstacle from her training course. But I bet you didn't know, in Camp Coral, we see her dispose of the real Mrs. Puff's dead body!
Oh.
That's crazy work.
Also no, this is just a piñata that looks like her. Okay, but they're clearly trying to mess with us at this point. Before I get into the actual new discoveries, I want to talk about some alternative ideas I've come up with for some parts of the Mrs. Puff theory. As I've already said, I'm not the biggest fan of where I took the third part of this theory. I really wanted there to be this big reveal about why the prison is forcing Mrs. Puff to teach SpongeBob, when in reality, it just makes so much more sense that, like in Doing Time, every time Mrs. Puff sees SpongeBob in jail, she's actually just hallucinating.
Good day, class. I must be having a nightmare.
You know, there's just way more direct evidence in the show to support this, as opposed to this convoluted warden theory. And it's further supported by my new imagination mini theory from earlier in this video. We know the show exists in a world where things you imagine can easily come to life. And Mrs. Puff is constantly imagining her fear of SpongeBob or the guilt from her past mistakes. So it makes sense that she would get trapped in her own delusions so often. But there's always been this big loose end in my theory that I've always wanted to find a way to wrap up. We know Mrs. Puff prematurely gave a license to one of her previous students in New Kelp City, and
Correct.
that led to the city being destroyed.
Local consensus places the blame on this negligent, selfish driving instructor.
But who was Mrs. Puff's original student before SpongeBob? And while we haven't gotten any new evidence about this, I think I've got 2 strong candidates for who it could be. One of the best comments I got from the Mrs. Puff video was the idea that the original student was actually SpongeBob's cousin, Stanley S. Squarepants.
Hi, Squidward. I'd like you to meet my cousin Stanley. We're related.
There's 2
We're
of them.
related.
Stanley is a character we meet for only 1 episode in season 5. He's SpongeBob's cousin from out of town, and he's extremely accident prone, even more than SpongeBob. Now, we don't know what town he's from, but we know his Uncle Sherm sent him away because he was too destructive. So he totally fits the idea of Mrs. Puff's former student that probably destroyed New Kelp City. It would also add another layer to why Mrs. Puff is so tortured by SpongeBob specifically. He would literally look and act exactly like her former student.
There's 2 of them.
So yeah, I think this is totally plausible. Great comment. The only thing that kind of holds this theory back is the lack of any actual concrete connection between Stanley and Mrs. Puff. Like, unfortunately, they're never in the same episode. But I think I have another possible candidate for this mystery student. Someone who we actually see interact with Mrs. Puff. In the Mrs. Puff theory, I theorized that the entire episode Doing Time was all imagined by Mrs. Puff, and everything we see, even small details like her changing prison uniforms, are symbolic for what's really going on inside of her head. But
Okay.
if that's true, then what does this random other prisoner that keeps showing up symbolize?
Hey there, Puff Mama. What's today's grub?
Hi, Donna. It's Chili.
I wouldn't have thought much about it if it wasn't for this very interesting moment where she returns at the end of the episode.
Oh, it's just my imagination again.
So what's for dinner tonight, Puff Mama? Chili?
I think this could be implying that Donna is Mrs. Puff's original student.
Wait. What is this note at the top? Go away.
We see her driving Mrs. Puff's
Donna's
boat
half-face
in
hair
a
like in prison
free-fall
flying
crash,
Fuck.
just like her old student probably also did. And then she literally gets replaced by SpongeBob.
So what's for dinner tonight, Puff Mama? Chili?
Huh? What? Huh? Ah, forget it.
Just like how we actually replaced her original student. So yeah, I think both Donna and Stanley are pretty good candidates for the original student. Stanley is a bit more thematically fitting, but Donna actually has some direct evidence in the show. So yeah, I could see it being either of them. But that's all just tying up loose ends. The real reason I decided to cover Mrs. Puff again in this mini-theory is because of two major new developments in recent SpongeBob episodes.
Okay.
The first is in the season 13 episode, Arbor Day Disarray.
Season
In
13
this
is
episode,
crazy,
Sandy gives everyone trees she grew, and we get this scene between Mrs. Puff and her tree.
I love talking to someone who knows how to keep a secret. I can finally tell someone what really happened when I pulled that job in Shell City.
What really happened when I pulled that job in Shell City? They're still adding more mysteries to solve about Mrs. Puff. It sounds like Mrs. Puff did some kind of heist or maybe has some connection to Shell City from the SpongeBob movie. And if you remember, I theorized that Shell City was the place Mr. Puff, her former dead husband, was being held. They end up setting off the smoke detector, which activates the sprinkler system and brings all the dead fish back to life, including a very familiar looking pufferfish hanging from the ceiling. Mr. Puff is alive. So, is it possible this job is somehow related to Mr. Puff? Well, before we get into that, there is one more new development we need to talk about. In the
Okay.
season 14 episode, Hysterical History, for the very first time ever, we actually do get to definitively see Mr. Puff when he was alive.
Bikini Bottom's own titan of industry, Mr. Puff, ran the first successful boat assembly line.
So, this episode is just a bunch of flashbacks from Bikini Bottom's history, and we learn that Mr. Puff was actually a wealthy businessman who ran a boat factory. And Sandy later confirms that this is all actually true. This isn't just a story SpongeBob made up. Now, Mr. Puff looks and sounds a lot like Mrs. Puff.
Speed up, line number 5.
And the other flashbacks in this episode seem to be about ancestors of our main characters, so maybe this is actually supposed to be just a relative of Mrs. Puff, not her dead husband. But remember, Mrs. Puff is not originally from Bikini Bottom, and we know her last name isn't really Puff, it's Blowfish. So this is most likely her former husband, Mr. Puff, before he died. And unfortunately, this does seem to disprove my Mr. Puff theory, because he clearly looks very different than the pufferfish we see in Shell City. But even if this pufferfish wasn't Mr. Puff, I don't think I was wrong about Mr. Puff being at Shell City. The fact that he's shown as a dried up, hanging pufferfish with googly eyes is way too similar to be a coincidence. And then there's the fact that they just confirmed Mrs. Puff has some sort of history with Shell City specifically. I think Mr. Puff was abducted and taken to Shell City, but the reason why we don't see him in the SpongeBob movie is probably because he was already sold to someone else by that point, meaning he was unfortunately never saved by SpongeBob. So that leaves us with one final question. What was the job Mrs. Puff pulled at Shell City, and what does it have to do with her husband's death? Well, my first guess is that this job was some sort of rescue mission to save Mr. Puff from Shell City and she failed. But listen to how she talks about it.
I can finally tell someone what really happened when I pulled that job in Shell City.
Whatever happened at Shell City, she's happy about it. In fact, it's kind of a sinister, nefarious happiness.
What really happened when I pulled that job?
She's not devastated that her husband was lost forever. She's happy about it. I never really considered this before, but could Mrs. Puff actually be responsible for her husband's death? Did Mrs. Puff kill her husband? I mean, we know Plankton sold Neptune's crown to Shell City.
I just wanted to say thanks again for selling me the crown. I sold it to a guy in Shell City.
So it does seem possible to arrange for this kind of thing to happen. And Arbor Day Disarray ends with Mrs. Puff's tree ratting her out to the police.
Hello, police department? I got a lead on that Shell City job.
I gotta go.
Why would the Bikini Bottom police care about something she did at a human gift shop? I mean, they didn't care when SpongeBob stole from there. The only explanation is that she wasn't stealing from humans, she was giving them something, or someone, from Bikini Bottom, Mr. Puff. Mrs. Puff arranged for fishermen to kidnap and kill her husband. That's what really happened at Shell City. But why? Well, other than Mr. Puff kind of seeming like a jerk who mistreats his employees, he's also very wealthy, which means that when he died, in a way that can't be traced back to Mrs. Puff, as his wife, she would inherit his money. Which explains how Mrs. Puff, who previously had to abandon her entire life and start over from scratch in Bikini Bottom, could afford to open a massive boating school. Maybe this was her plan all along. Get close to some rich jerk, marry him, and then have him killed to inherit his money. These little breadcrumbs they've given us have told us so much more about Mrs. Puff's past. But also, maybe, just maybe, her future as well. Mr. Puff was portrayed as a greedy, unethical capitalist who only cared about money, even at the expense of his employees. And does that remind you of anyone else in Mrs. Puff's life?
Unhand that penny or the arm comes off! Keep on trucking, SpongeBob!
How could you trade SpongeBob for 62 cents?
You think I could have gotten more?
If she did it to Mr. Puff, who's to say she's not planning to do it again to Mr. Krabs? Maybe this is the entire reason why she's dating him. Let's just hope Mr. Krabs isn't planning on getting married anytime soon. The imaginary doppelganger Mr. Krabs, that is. And that is the Mrs. Puff Theory, Part 2.
Incredibly excited because we get to talk to the voice of Karen today, Jill Talley.
What happened? Oh, yo, Raheem, appreciate the raid, my boy. This is, like, I understand this is a part 2 over 3 they already got going on. I don't know about this one. How you doing, Raheem? Appreciate that, my boy.
Yeah, this one's a little different.
This one is a little different. Like, I understand he wants to build onto it with the updated evidence. It's nobody asked for the driver from New Kelp City, so him trying to dig into that was. Hold on, let me not say nobody asked because I don't know his YouTube comments, but it's like I feel like that was unnecessary. But us actually getting her name, huge. Her real name, huge, because that definitely backs up his theory before. Because it's not Mrs. Puff. It's Bobby Blowfish. Yo, saying I said out loud is funny. Then past that is like, what actually happened to her husband? Is she gonna do it to Mr. Krabs? I don't know. See what this is a little.
I love like trying to make sense out of SpongeBob. My adorable nephew called me up and he just was like, hey, Jill, Jill, do you know about this? What do you make of this? Like, what do you think about this Mrs. Puff? And I didn't know what he was talking about. It was like a fever dream because I wasn't aware of all the conspiracy stuff. So all I'm hearing on the phone is criminal, past clues. And I'm going, what is he talking about? I said, I'm going to look into it, Frankie. So then I went online and I started looking at it, and it was fascinating. I was in. I was going, I want to know too.
Okay, this next part isn't
That's kind of hilarious that the voice actor, like, they just go in there, they work, they don't ask no questions, they check, they bounce. Like, this is what's going on at work. That's crazy. Why wasn't I aware? That's interesting though. What is this? Debunking crab theory. Okay.
actually a new mini theory. It's actually just me debunking the popular Krabby Patty is crab meat theory that people keep commenting about, just because it annoys me. But don't worry, there's still going to be 8 new actual theories in this video. This is just a little bonus.
There's no crab in that.
That's what I taste like.
So, a lot of people think that Krabby Patties are actually made of crab meat, and Mr. Krabs is going around killing all the crabs in Bikini Bottom. This is the comment I will get for the rest of my life.
It's crab meat.
Actual crab? I mean, why else would Mr. Krabs be the only crab in Bikini Bottom? Except for his mom and his dad and his nephews. Okay, but there's no crabs outside of his family, except for this guy, and this doctor, and this kid, and these 2 crabs, and this circus guy. But besides them, there's no crabs in Bikini Bottom. Okay, even if there is not, like, a lot of crabs, there's equally not a lot of sponges, or starfish, or pufferfish, or squirrels in Bikini Bottom. Bikini Bottom is like 90% generic fish. But then why is it named the Krusty Krab? Cause the owner's a crab, and that's his last name. But even if we ignore that, it's like, why would Mr. Krabs advertise his dark secret as the name of his restaurant? But then why is the Krusty Krab shaped like a crab trap? Okay, this is actually the one good piece of evidence in this theory. I think it's a little ambiguous whether it's supposed to be a crab trap or a lobster trap, so I did some digging, and Patchy actually calls it a lobster trap in a SpongeBob DVD bonus.
The Krusty Krab looks like a New England-style lobster trap, but now it just traps the pocket change of Bikini Bottom's hungry denizens.
They also find...
How deep into SpongeBob lore do you have to be to look at the fucking bonus scenes of a movie from the early 2000s? This shit is crazy.
Find a very similar looking building in Camp Coral and call it a lobster trap.
Oh no! We've walked into a real life lobster trap!
I could maybe see this evidence kind of working, but you'd kind of expect if this was their secret intention, they would like call it a crab trap, you know? But what about the scene where Mr. Krab eats one and he says that it tastes like him?
So that's what I taste like.
This is supposed to be the smoking gun piece of evidence that's all over TikTok, but nobody actually shows the clip with context.
Mommy, my Krabby Patty tastes funny.
Well, no wonder. It's all old and dried out, like that man right there. Now put that thing where it belongs, in the garbage.
Well, little Patty, we're 2 of a kind. We've both lost our luster. So that's what I taste like.
Mr. Krabs says the patty tastes like him because the lady called the patty old and dry like him. And he's been feeling insecure about his age in this episode. Like, I'm not saying the Pearl's mom theory is the best theory ever, but it's better than this shit. Come on!
So yeah, I am a believer in the Pearl's mom theory. For the ones who don't know, give you a quick synopsis. All the Krabby Patty meat is Pearl's mom. And then Mr. Krabs is fattening up Pearl, so when he runs out of whale meat from Pearl's mom, he's gonna harvest her, and so that's why. One, I don't know if you guys know how much meat comes off a whale, but it is a fucking lot.
That's crazy work.
And that's also goes into the war theory, because remember, he was in the Navy in the war, and like just harvested Moby Dick, and now it's his big take home from the war that he's been living off for the rest of his life. Because, you know, they don't get disability, no shit like that. Down there in Bikini Bottom. But that one's interesting. Nice little small one. Meh. It's alright.
Was it over?
Oh, yeah, that one's over. Now we're about to go into the human war theory. Like I say, it needs to be studied. Pros mom theory makes more sense than the crab theory. True. And so, like, Laser, let's be for real. If we really go back and look at Alex Bale and all the views he got from these videos, he made easily over 100,000, maybe even over $500,000 off of his SpongeBob theory videos. Easily. If you're making that much off these videos, my boy, I would do the same shit that he was doing. I double, triple, quadruple my ass down and pump content. Obviously good content because nobody's going to want to watch mid. But, yeah. I'll be on his same timing if I was in this position. But into the human war theory.
So, if there's one thing I'd probably change about my evolution theory, it would be the second part about the war.
After the war, Krabs stayed secluded in a deep depression that seemed endless.
I think there definitely was a war in Bikini Bottom, but I don't think it was between evolved and primitive fish anymore. There is just way more evidence that the war Mr. Krabs fought in was actually a war between fish and humans. And I think this concept for a human war has been secretly present in the show from the very start. Every single building in Bikini Bottom is made out of some sort of debris from the human world. Now, this is a reference to how marine ecosystems in real life often form around things that fell from the surface. But the debris isn't always just random objects or pollution. A surprising amount of the buildings feel like they're from the aftermath of a massive war. There are a ton of buildings made out of sunken ships, but there's also anchors, submarines, lobster traps, bait and tackle boxes, undersea mines. There's even a building made out of a dead bucket of fish. If you really look at the show's aesthetic, it gives the impression that Bikini Bottom is an Adventure Time style post-apocalyptic wasteland where a massive war between humans and fish took place. Mr. Krabs' Navy Convention Center is literally a giant torpedo. We get further confirmation of this as early as Season 1 Hooky, when a bunch of humans start fishing in Bikini Bottom. Pay close attention to how Mr. Krabs reacts.
They're back! They're back, I tell you! I saw it with my own eyes!
They're back. Mr. Krabs has dealt with this before, probably because these were the same hooks from the war he fought in. From humans' perspective, they're just fishing, but for the citizens of Bikini Bottom, this was a brutal war. And listen to what he says about what happens if the hooks catch you.
They cook you, and then they eat you, or worse.
What could be worse than that?
Gift shops.
You'll end up
Shell
in
City
gift shops. This gives a whole new context to the Shell City gift shop we see in the SpongeBob movie.
Wait a second. Those fish are dead.
All these dead fish are victims from the human war. Look, the gift shop in Hooky even has a very similar sign to the Shell City gift shop. Among the dead fish in Shell City, we specifically see the same type of royal seahorses King Neptune uses. Which makes sense because as King of the Sea, he would probably be the one commanding the army to go fight the humans. Movie Neptune even talks about Shell City like he has personal experience with it.
My crown is in the forbidden Shell City!
No one who's gone to Shell City has ever returned!
I guess this could also mean Mr. Puff was a victim of the war, but I kinda prefer the idea from my new Mrs. Puff mini theory. We also see giant hooks all over Mr. Krabs' wall of memorabilia, along with other human fishing tools. There's even a picture of the Bikini Bottom museum ship before it was sunk in the war and later turned into a museum. There's also this picture of a human pirate. And before you say anything, no, no, this is not Patchy. It's probably just someone he fought in the war. Listen, I still definitely think these pictures could be Pearl's mother, and she's still the source of the Krabby Patty meat, but instead of Mr. Krabs killing her, she was probably just a casualty of the human war, and Mr. Krabs just found her dead body and adopted her orphan daughter. There's also the Hook Museum, which with this context looks much more just like a straight up war museum. Now, these are smaller hooks, so I initially thought maybe this was just a museum of hooks made by evolved fish to catch primitive fish like clams, but listen closely to the audio Mr. Krabs is listening to.
The three-pronged jig hook was first sighted in local waters more than 100 years ago.
The hook was first sighted in local waters more than 100 years ago. This is definitely a museum of human hooks, and we now know this war has been going on for at least 100 years. There's also tons of movies and TV shows in Bikini Bottom based around the horrors of hooks.
Tonight's frightening feature.
The idea of this human war is everywhere in the show, and it's played a big role in shaping the culture of Bikini Bottom. But here's the strange thing about all of this. The Bikini Bottom we see today is not at war. The only time we see humans fishing in Bikini Bottom is in this one single episode, and Mr. Krabs even says they're back.
They're back!
As if this is not a normal occurrence. This implies that the humans previously stopped attacking for some reason. So what ended this great human war that lasted for at least 100 years? Well, clearly humans and fish have a much more peaceful relationship now. The entire SpongeBob SquarePants show is made by humans with the help of certain fish, including Mr. Krabs, who used to fight against them. What if the reason why the war ended was because of this show? The original human research team that was mentioned in the SpongeBob Pitch Bible showed the world that Bikini Bottom had extremely intelligent life and proved that instead of killing the fish, they could peacefully profit off of them by making their lives into a TV show. SpongeBob doesn't even know it, but I think he might be the reason why a 100-year-long brutal war between humans and fish has come to a peaceful end. And that is the human war theory.
Interesting.
Do we agree with that, guys? Do we like that? It makes sense. The evidence is there. But I don't like change. I like the original theory. We was scrapping with unevolved fish. We came out on top. But I am willing to accept this as well because it makes sense.
It does. I mean, with all the stuff that the fish are living in, all the different buildings, there's a lot of sunken ships down there.
Now my question, how is SpongeBob's house not fucking deteriorated after all these years, bro? Like,
pineapple. How
does pineapple not break down yet? Does the salt water just hold that shit together? Does it just like preserve it? What's the logic behind that? Imagination theory. Maybe it was 2 wars. Maybe. That's more plausible than the primitive and evolved fish theory. But there was evidence based upon that as well. You are giving new houses. Yeah. I guess we're just gonna have to accept it. I don't know. On a scale like 1 to 10, I'll give that theory like and I can't give it a 7. Probably like a 6.8. Yeah. Ugh. The Grand Pat theory. I love the young people.
So, in 2021, Nickelodeon released a new spin-off show all about Patrick, called The Patrick Star Show.
Hi, I'm Patrick Star, and I live with my parents. This is my dad. This is my mom. This is my sister. This is my grandpa. And this is my show.
Yeah,
And I was really interested in it because it seems to kind of acknowledge the fact that it is a TV show, with Patrick actually being filmed and putting on a show as part of the plot of each episode.
Coming to you from the Star Family home, it's time for the Patrick Show! And here's your wide-awake host,
But it's weird. It's supposed to be a prequel when Patrick was still living with his family, but the Patrick's parents and sister characters that were established in the main show have been replaced by completely different people in this spin-off. This has been a long-running mystery about the Patrick Star Show that many people have asked me to talk about, but a storyboard artist for the Patrick Star Show actually addressed these contradictions in a very funny Twitter thread where he offers many different possible explanations for why Patrick's family looks different. These range from Patrick just perceiving reality differently, to him just assuming whatever starfish is closest to him is his family, to some kind of crazy timeline manipulation. But my favorite is just that they were recast by the in-universe showrunners and Patrick's too dumb to notice. Also, casual television theory confirmation, no biggie, we're used to it at this point. Now, I watched a good amount of this show when it was first coming out, and there wasn't really too much here for me to analyze, except for one very interesting character. Grandpat, and it ties directly in with my Neptune theory. Grandpat is allegedly Patrick's grandfather, even though we've never heard about him until now.
Mom, Dad, who's this guy?
I'm your grandfather, Grandpat. Must we do this every morning?
He's sort of a generic, cranky old man character who's apparently somehow been alive since prehistoric times.
Back in my day, we were food. It was way back in the Petrolithic period of early cave stars.
But he's not really that notable or interesting of a character, or that's at least what I thought, until I noticed something strange in the episode Squidina's Little Helper.
Sounds like we're doing a puppet show. Follow me. The secret crawl space runs all over the house.
As characters move through a crawl space in Patrick's house, one of them briefly opens the door and finds a weird secret room full of Roman architecture with Grandpat inside.
Who's a hungry boy? Dig in so you can grow up big and bristly.
The puppets are this way.
It's kind of a weird throwaway gag, but there's not really much to it, and they immediately move on with the episode without ever addressing it again. But something about this tiny, insignificant moment really stuck with me, even months after watching this episode. And when I watched it again, I couldn't help but notice that the door leading to the room is labeled XIV, the Roman numerals for 14, for seemingly no reason. Is this supposed to be the 14th room in the house or what? But then I remembered we've heard the number 14 before in the season 4 episode, Crusty Towers.
This room is hideous. Redesign it. Neptune the 14th will be nice.
What?
King Neptune is also referred to as the 14th. Is it possible that there's some sort of connection between Grandpat and King Neptune? I mean, that's even the way you would write a king's ordinal number, with the Roman numerals XIV. Also, the room is full of fancy royal Roman architecture, and the way Grandpat is relaxing and eating grapes like a king. Hear me out, hear me out. Is it possible Grandpat is King Neptune? We know Neptune has the power to change the way people look.
What the?
And it would explain why Grandpat, just a normal sea star, is able to be alive as far back as prehistoric times. He even has a prehistoric drawing of a starfish wearing a crown in his bedroom. This could even explain why they thought Patrick was a descendant of royalty in Rule of Dumb.
Which makes you a descendant of royalty. You are a king.
But wait a second. Why would the King of the Sea be pretending to be Patrick's cranky old grandpa? Well, remember, the Patrick Star Show is a prequel to the main series, and if you believe my Neptune theory, then you know Neptune wasn't always the King of the Sea. It's likely at some point he stole the throne and Poseidon's wife. So, what if this takes place before Neptune became king?
When King Neptune was a little Neptune, his mother set him adrift in a river.
When he was all alone, abandoned by his own mother, desperate to find the family that he was denied his whole life. So, how would he get one? Well, it turns out that there just happens to be one family in the sea that's dumb enough not to notice when new family members are added or replaced. The Patrick Star family. So, he transforms himself into the cranky old grandfather character, Grandpat, and secretly inserts himself into the family without their knowledge.
Who's this guy?
I have no idea. Do you, Cecil?
So you can see him too, Bunny? I thought I was the only one.
I'm your grandfather, Grandpat. Must we do this every morning?
Finally giving him the family love he's been searching for his entire life.
Grandpat! We love you!
And if this all still sounds far-fetched to you, listen closely to the music we hear in this scene.
Who's a hungry boy? Dig in so you can grow up big and bristly.
This small piece of music is called Roman Legions, composed by John Kakavas, and it was used only one other time in SpongeBob.
Who's a hungry boy?
Behold Neptune, god of the sea, with his mighty trident.
In the season 10 episode,
that's
Trident
intentional.
Trouble, when they are introducing none other than King Neptune the 14th. Grandpat is King Neptune, and that is the Grandpat theory. Or, at least it was, until they released the episode Neptune's Ball, where we see King Neptune and Grandpat in the same room.
Man, I love your show.
Oh.
And I'm really conflicted about this because yes, this obviously debunks my theory. Neptune and Grandpat can't be the same person if they're both in the same room. But then why does all of this evidence feel so specific and intentional? Like, most evidence I find can usually be explained as an Easter egg or a coincidence, but like, I can't think of any other reason why this random room would have the Roman numerals 14 on it. Maybe this was something they were setting up but changed their minds about, or maybe there's some sort of time travel shenanigans going on, because we know Patrick's family has a time machine in this show that they use all the time.
Egypt?
Or maybe I'm just in denial and I'm overthinking small little random details. Like I've said, these are the theories that didn't make the cut for their own videos, so they're not all gonna be as strong as my main theories. But even if it's unlikely, I'm still gonna hold out hope that maybe I'll be proven right someday. Oh well, on to the next theory.
Okay. So that one was holding its weight until the very end where it got debunked.
Yeah.
But I see exactly why he did it. I see exactly why he went with it. But now, that's a hard one. Like, what else could we pull from there? It's like, maybe we respect our elders. We see Grandpat as the elders. That's why we're giving him so much respect. But like, at first, right, until they brought the music, I was like, oh, this is just a bit, right? This is the bit that they're doing with Grandpat to make him seem bigger than what he. She turned off the microphone. I lost my train of thought. But no, once they pulled in the music, I'm over here like, okay, this is very intentional. Then he scrapped it. I'm like, I don't know. That's that. That one's also interesting. I really want to see where that one goes. But we're not out here watching the Patrick show. So I guess we never will. Fuck it. But the Squidward director theory.
So, when it comes to SpongeBob theory crafting, the SpongeBob SquarePants movie is a pretty contentious topic. Why is there no continuity between the movie and the show? Does the movie take place in the future as the canonical end of the SpongeBob timeline like many people believe? Or does it take place when it was released between season 3 and 4 and it was just a fake movie production that holds no continuity? But wait a second, if it's supposed to be a fake movie production, then why does it also seem to have a secret narrative about joining a goofy goober cult? Is Shell City supposed to be a mass suicide room from an alien death cult? Or are these victims from a human fish war? This is the issue with creating so many wildly different theories about the same show. Sometimes not everything is gonna line up perfectly, and I was ready to just give up and take the L, Until I noticed something really strange in the season 3 episode As Seen on TV. In the beginning of this episode, we find out Mr. Krabs has hired Squidward to direct a Krusty Krab commercial.
We're shooting our first ever Krusty Krab commercial. I got Squidward organizing the whole thing. He's, you know, artsy. What the? This looks expensive.
But when he sees the production Squidward put on is way bigger than he would need for just a tiny commercial, he scraps the whole thing and shoots a lower budget one himself. But there is something very strange about the production Squidward was directing. Squidward's set has a second Krusty Krab, just like the SpongeBob movie.
Well, how do you explain that? A second Krusty Krab?
What inspired you to build a second Krusty Krab right next door to the original?
Okay, that's a weird coincidence, but whatever. But that's not all. Squidward's production also has the same giant leg with a heel and fishnet stockings that Patrick wears at the end of the SpongeBob movie.
Okay.
That's right, keep moving!
Like, they're not exactly the same, but you gotta admit, this is starting to feel a little too specific to be a coincidence, right? Is it possible the production Squidward directed for the Krusty Krab commercial was actually the in-universe production for the SpongeBob SquarePants movie? This episode came out in 2002, which is the same year the real-life SpongeBob movie began production, and the similarities don't even end there. In the background, we can see a fish dressed with almost the exact same hat, red bandana, and boots as Dennis, the hitman Plankton hires in the SpongeBob movie.
He's a vicious, cold-blooded predator!
It's clearly not the same guy, but listen to what Squidward says when we see him.
Mr. Krabs, everyone needs an understudy.
What if this is Dennis's understudy? We also see Mr. Krabs' understudy, who could be the stand-in for him while he's frozen for most of the movie. And then we see a guy in a giant tomato costume, and what I assume is another guy in a giant Krabby Patty costume. And I think they're supposed to be the Patty Wagon, and they're just doing some kind of visual effects that would require people to be in the suits. But regardless, there is an undeniable amount of similarities here. I think there is a very good chance that this is the actual in-universe SpongeBob movie production. But if that's all true, then why are they pretending like this is all just a commercial for the Krusty Krab?
We're making the commercial, Mr. Krabs.
Well, remember, in my television theory, most of the characters don't know they're inside of a semi-scripted TV show or movie. It's a big secret the showrunners are keeping from them. So obviously they would want to come up with some sort of cover story to keep this production a secret from the unaware characters like SpongeBob. Squidward even has SpongeBob bury himself in this episode to keep all the behind-the-scenes production a secret.
What are you doing, lad?
Squidward said I could help by burying myself.
So that means Squidward is not only a spy who's part of the television theory cover-up, but he's also the director of the SpongeBob SquarePants movie. And I know that sounds a little strange. Why would they choose Squidward, of all people, to direct this movie? And even if he was chosen for some reason, does this movie really feel like it was something Squidward made? Like, one of the main things we know about Squidward is that he is such a self-obsessed narcissist who glorifies himself in all of his art. So why would a movie he directed be any different? Well, what if I told you it's not? In the SpongeBob TV show, Squidward is treated like this loser punching bag of a character.
Don't say anything, Squidward. Remember your karma.
But in the SpongeBob movie, for the first time ever in all SpongeBob media, Squidward is kind of presented in a surprisingly flattering way. He's the one who's given the promotion of new Krusty Krab manager because apparently he's so much more mature and responsible than SpongeBob, despite us obviously knowing how little care or effort he puts into his job. And when the entire town is dumb enough to wear Plankton's mind control helmets, Squidward is the one character who's smart enough to see through the ruse and figure out Plankton's entire plan.
You may have hoodwinked everyone else in this backwater town, but you can't fool me. You set up Mr. Krabs.
Wait a
You
minute.
stole the crown so Neptune
He's
would
cooking.
freeze him and you could finally get your stubby little paws on the Krabby Patty formula. But you made one fatal mistake. You messed with my paycheck, and I'm gonna report you to the highest authority in the land, King Neptune.
Like, does that not sound like something Squidward would add to the movie to make himself look better? He even gets this really great monologue at the end of the movie to wrap things up, and it makes him seem so inspiring and poetic.
After going on your life-changing journey, you now realize you don't want what you thought you wanted. What you really wanted was inside you all along.
Of course, it gets cut off by a joke, and he doesn't actually win against Plankton, because this is still the SpongeBob movie at the end of the day, and he probably didn't actually write it, but he still manages to make himself look really good, and it's because Squidward Tentacles directed the SpongeBob SquarePants movie. I think there's a lot of evidence to support this, but I still don't really know why. Out of all the people in Bikini Bottom, why did they choose him? Well, I think it all ties back in with Goofy Goobers. In the season 12 episode, The Goofy Newbie, we see something really strange on one of the tables. A Goofy Goober ice cream that looks exactly like Squidward. Now, I noticed this back when I was first making my Goofy Goober theory, but I never really knew what to do with it. It's just this really weird background detail that makes no sense. Squidward isn't even in the episode, and we've never seen him have any interactions with Goofy Goobers. But remember, what is the one thing we know about the things Squidward creates? He always makes them in his own image. He does this with all of his art. So if Squidward was to make ice cream, I think this is what it would look like. So this kind of implies that Squidward does have some kind of connection with Goofy Goobers. Either he works there on the side and literally made this ice cream, or Goofy Goobers made it in his likeness because he's some sort of important member of the organization, sort of like how cults will get celebrities to join them. And if Squidward is a member of the Goofy Goobers cult, it explains why there's this secret underlying narrative about the cult in the SpongeBob movie. It's like they got the director of the movie to include some kind of subtle propaganda about how joining Goofy Goobers is the only way to set yourself free. This isn't literally a mass suicide room, but it was an intentional similarity made by Squidward to promote the cult's ideology. In fact, I think this also explains why Squidward was chosen by the showrunners in the first place to direct the movie. Not only is Goofy Goobers heavily featured in the SpongeBob movie, but there's also this weird implication that they had some kind of behind-the-scenes influence over it. Bear with me for a second. About halfway through the movie, we get a classic SpongeBob title card with the French narrator speaking.
Ew.
Meanwhile.
But instead of the usual generic background, it's clearly Goofy Goober themed, despite the scene having nothing to do with Goofy Goobers. I think Goofy Goobers, being a multi-billion-dollar organization, helped to fund the in-universe SpongeBob movie in exchange for having some influence over it. Not only were they able to include all this subtle cult propaganda in the movie, but they had the power to choose a director from their organization to include this narrative. And they chose Squidward Tentacles to become the director of the SpongeBob SquarePants movie. And that is the Squidward director theory.
Let's process this a little bit.
That one's pretty good.
That one makes sense. That one makes a whole lot of sense. I did not think he was going to include the SpongeBob movie here, but that one makes way too much sense to ignore. But now, there has to be a connection to Squidward. Besides that ice cream, there has to be a physical connection to Squidward and the Goofy Goobers at one hayway point in time. There has to be somewhere. And when we get that, that's really locks it down. Like if we see him in there behind the scenes one time, it's over. Like it's over. Oh Lord, it's 2:00. Oh Lord, it's 2:00. What time are we leaving again?
I need to type in the address.
Luckily, hopefully it's not an hour away. And what time are the babysitters coming again?
Should be here at 2:20.
At 2:20? Alright, cool. Maybe we'll be able to wrap this up. Sorry. Alien jellyfish
so
invasion
the
theory.
actual most frequent comment I get on any of my videos is, where's the jellyfish theory? And I get it. I tease this whole jellyfish alien invasion theory as sort of a misdirect in Don't Feed the Muse 2. This may be my darkest theory yet. This is the alien jellyfish invasion theory. The idea was that the plot of the theory was actually foreshadowing the plot of Don't Feed the Muse, but a lot of people still really wanted to see that theory, and I still get comments about it to this day, and for good reason. I was definitely clickbaiting you guys there. And to be completely honest, I only chose that topic because it lined up so well with the film I was making. I didn't actually have a theory planned for it, but now that I've really looked into it a bit more, I do think there's actually a surprising amount of things to say about this topic. I think it might actually be one of my best mini-theories in this video. So finally, here is the long-awaited alien jellyfish invasion theory. Aliens have invaded Bikini Bottom and taken the form of jellyfish. One by one, they replace the citizens of Bikini Bottom with identical clones, slowly taking over the population from within. Throughout the entire show, there have been hints of these alien jellyfish secretly controlling people and pulling the strings from the shadows. This may be my darkest theory yet. This is the alien jellyfish invasion theory. One of the creepiest episodes of SpongeBob is by far the Season 8 episode, Planet of the Jellyfish. A mysterious green alien appears in jellyfish fields and starts spreading alien jellyfish clones all over Bikini Bottom. By getting the people to wear the alien jellyfish's hats, one by one they kidnap and replace the citizens of Bikini Bottom with identical clones. This whole episode is very much a parody of the Invasion of the Body Snatchers films. Eventually, SpongeBob discovers the weakness of the aliens is none other than mayonnaise, and he uses it to kill the aliens and set everyone free. But how free are they, really? Afterwards, Mr. Krabs decides to resell all the remaining alien goo as a new Krabby Patty condiment.
Freaky clone jelly relish!
Get your freaky clone jelly relish patties!
And the episode ends with Patrick ordering one of these patties, but without mayonnaise.
I'll have one relish patty. Hold the man.
We're left on this cliffhanger where Patrick might still very well be an alien clone. And that's it. It's been 11 years since this episode came out, and there has been no continuation of this story since then. So, is Patrick an alien? Are the Jellians still somehow around, secretly plotting another takeover? Well, before I answer that, I can actually tell you exactly where these aliens came from. The background of the title card for this episode shows a barren alien planet, but we've actually seen this exact planet before. In the Season 4 episode, Squid Bob Tentacle Pants, Sandy is experimenting with a new teleportation device and accidentally sends SpongeBob and Squidward to an alien planet for a few seconds.
Well, here goes nothing.
The exact same alien planet we see in the Planet of the Jellyfish title card. Now, the aliens we see on this planet don't really resemble the Jellians, so at first I thought maybe the Jellians were originally just a different species somewhere else on this planet, but then I noticed in the background we see this orange and yellow ringed planet that isn't present in the Jellyfish title card. Planet of the Jellyfish is obviously a parody of Invasion of the Body Snatchers, and in that franchise, the aliens invaded Earth because their original home planet was dying. So what if this planet was the original homeworld of the Jellians, but just like an Invasion of the Body Snatchers, the planet died sometime between Squid Bob and Planet of the Jellyfish, and that's why the jellyfish invaded Earth. The spots on the planet even look like a jellyfish. Okay, so that's where I think the Jellians came from, but where are they now? Is Patrick actually an alien clone at the end of Planet of the Jellyfish? No, he's not. And not because I just claimed he was a robot. The Jellian clones all have black eyes and act in a very obviously alien way. And Patrick here looks and acts completely normal. But then why does he ask for a Krabby Patty without mayonnaise?
Hold the man.
Well, maybe it's as simple as he just doesn't like mayonnaise. Also no, And it's not because of this scene.
Is mayonnaise an instrument?
It's because of the way the season 4 episode Hocus Pocus ends. When SpongeBob somehow figures out how to perform real magic and Patrick asks SpongeBob to do this.
Hey, SpongeBob, I'm still hungry. Will you turn me into a jar of mayonnaise so I can eat myself?
Patricka, mayonnaise-a-ga.
Patrick could have asked SpongeBob to turn him into literally any food, and he chose mayonnaise. Mayonnaise is his favorite fucking food, which means there is no way he would ask to hold the mayo at the end of Planet of the Jellyfish unless he was being controlled by the Jellians, at least to some extent. So even if he's not a full-on alien clone, I think he is being affected by the Jellian goo he ate, but in a much more subtle, dormant way. It's kind of like how rabies has evolved to make people afraid of water because the virus spreads faster without it. The Jellian goo is subconsciously making people avoid mayonnaise in order to keep itself alive. Now, there are little hints that maybe these Jellians are still around, influencing people in future episodes. Gary, Sandy, and even Patchy all mention later that they don't like mayonnaise.
Gary hates mayo.
I don't like mayonnaise neither.
Hardy, you know I don't like mayo.
And there was this shaman guy in season 9 that had a jellyfish on his head. But, you know, other than these random one-off moments, that's kinda it. So maybe there is a secret jellyfish invasion going on, but like I said, I chose this theory because it fit the film I was making, not because there's any smoking gun evidence to prove it all. I mean, it's not like there's a whole convention of people wearing jellyfish hats, right? Oh, yeah, I forgot about these guys. So, in the Season 2 episode, I'm Your Biggest Fanatic, we're introduced to the biannual Jellyfish Convention, where all the jellyfish enthusiasts in Bikini Bottom can meet up and enjoy their hobby.
Wow, I can't believe it. We're actually here at the biannual Jellyfish Convention.
Jellyfish are awesome.
Now, there were people wearing jellyfish hats
Kevin.
here before the Jellyfish Invasion episode, but it's maybe like 10% of the people. But 4 seasons after Planet of the Jellyfish, we get an episode called Jolly Lodgers where we see the convention again, and literally like 99% of the people there are wearing jellyfish hats now. Huh. I guess it just got a little more popular, you know, I guess it's not that weird. But not only does the convention seem a lot bigger, but there's some interesting new activities going on. We got increasing your sting endurance, get buff jellyfishing, do you want to be a jelly? Totally legal? Maybe that's just like a little suspicious. And just listen to the way these people talk now.
You belong with us now.
Okay, these guys are Jellians. They even surround Squidward in the exact same way the Jellians surrounded SpongeBob and Sandy. Look, the creators literally recreated the shot. I'm not crazy, these guys are fucking Jellians. And we even see people still wearing these jellyfish hats after the convention. In one of the newer episodes in season 14, we see a random fish wearing a jellyfish hat, even though he's not at or going to a jellyfish convention. But what's really strange here is that when Bubble Bass opens a window, everyone's stuff flies off except for this hat.
Bro's mustache got yucked off his face.
It is really stuck on there. It really feels like there is some kind of alien clinging to his head. We also see Kevin's fan club, the Jelly Spotters, again in season 14, except now they've all got jellyfish hats, and they've replaced their leader, Kevin, with Patrick.
He got kicked out of the club years ago.
Which kind of makes sense since Kevin can't really wear a jellyfish hat since he's got that thing on his head.
I didn't know this was a hat.
It wasn't.
So they got someone else who the aliens could actually replace to be in charge. It makes sense. The Jellians are back, and they're using this convention to secretly add people to their alien hive mind collective. In fact, I'm even pretty sure that they successfully replaced Squidward in this episode. Throughout this episode, Squidward is trying to escape this convention, but they keep cornering him and even force him to wear a jellyfish hat. But then, at the end of this episode, he finds an empty jellyfish mascot costume and decides to use it as a disguise to escape.
Say, If I put that dumb thing on, I can sneak out of here without anybody knowing it's me.
And it pretty much works. He manages to get away from everyone else.
I've got peace and quiet. I've got peace and quiet.
But wait a second. Let's go back to the establishing shot at the very beginning of this episode. Do you notice anything strange here, other than the stuff I've already pointed out? Hidden in the bottom right corner is the jellyfish mascot Squidward will eventually put on. But if that's the case, then why can we already see Squidward's feet coming out of it? This is way before Squidward puts on the costume to escape. We literally see him outside of the costume in the very next shot. Squidward can't also be here unless they already made an alien clone of Squidward, and at some point during the episode, they switch places. Squidward and everyone here has been replaced by the alien jellyfish invasion. And also replaced by the robot invasion, and also brainwashed by Goofy Goobers, and also being secretly controlled by the showrunners. A lot of people are trying to take over Bikini Bottom, okay? There's your jellyfish theory. You could stop commenting about it.
Okay. That one, I'm not picking up the put down there. It has premise. There's a lot of holes though. Like, if they did already clone them, when did it happen? Why is the clone unaware that they're a clone? Like, who's the brain of the actual hive mind? Is it still that alien? What's their goal? What's actually going on? Like, I don't know about that one. Yo. Oh yeah, I got you. That's just a lot. It's a lot. But like I was telling you earlier, I gotta go get ready for this wedding. Might come back later on tonight and finish the stream. I don't know though. But I appreciate y'all. Bye. Huh? 2? Yeah. Cheese and pepperoni? Got it. All right, love y'all. Bye.